So first of all, I want to thank Wendy for being here. She's in California, so it's 7 a.m. So I don't know what time Wendy had to get up to do this for us, but it was before the rest of us by a good bit, and we appreciate that very much. Yesterday we did a dry run call, and I was just like struggling yesterday morning. It was like 10 a.m. and I said something to Wendy about, man, I just don't think I've had enough coffee yet. She's like, I don't want to hear it. I'm in California. It's 7. So we appreciate that. And then Justin is on the call with Wendy, who is apparently going to be helping us here going forward with a lot of our day-to-day needs, and probably would work on some of the projects that would come out of this call. And he's in Ohio. He's an Ohio State fan, so he's good by me, which we were discussing a little bit ago. So, okay, I want to, obviously thank everybody for being here and the time that they take to do this. And we record this, we post it to the website, we distribute it by email to all customers who were not able to be here live. So anybody that would be watching this to know that, know that we do that, and we do that with each one. So we're excited. I'm excited to have Visions. Awards is an area that I think we admittedly haven't been as proactive with as we should have over the years. I think it's something that as we started the business in 2015 and we've grown each year, we've been responsive. We've definitely done award projects, but we've been a little more responsive with it. I know a lot of people they're familiar with awards, and there's probably things that pop into your mind when you think of awards, probably the typical crystal, clear glass, those types of things. The reason that I really like Visions, and I think, and not to speak for Brett, but I know he's excited about it as well, and just our team, is that I think they take a pretty innovative approach to the space. They have a lot of really cool designs and a lot of cool materials. And also, and Wendy will show some of this, they have some ways to use these items that they have, not only as awards and recognition, but also as brand building tools and marketing tools. So the great thing is that it's very relevant for both folks that own businesses, folks in marketing for businesses, and people in HR. With that, I want to, again, Wendy, thank you for being here. I'm going to turn it over to you. We're excited to see your presentation, and everyone, please remember, you're welcome to pop questions into the chat or unmute and ask questions. This is meant to be interactive. Wendy will keep going, but we're here to answer any and all questions you have.
Got to unmute, it looks like.
We lose Wendy's audio. I can't hear her. Can anybody else?
I'm not sure what's going on.
Nope.
Uh-oh. Sorry, everybody. Everything's worked up till this moment.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you come unplugged or something, Wendy? I don't know what happened there. That's so strange. We were just speaking with her.
Hey, Brett, this is Justin.
Hey, Justin.
Did Visions do the recent award I did with you?
Yes. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. So while she's working on that, man, I could just give a plug. Like, I know Landon was talking about the innovative approach and everything, but we did do just a clear, like, glass crystal award. And I've never gotten so many compliments on a piece. It was beautiful. It came packaged really, really well. So yes to innovation and all those things, but also if you just need the clear glass award, they're a winner. So
heck yeah, man. Well, thanks, Justin. Appreciate that, man. And welcome. Didn't even see we joined on, man.
Thank you, sir. I was a few minutes late.
So can you guys hear me now?
Yes. Beautiful. We made it.
You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. That's bizarre.
Justin,
okay.
The timing you entered was just about perfect, man. See, it's like
it's all part of the master plan. But as I was saying that, it is early here, so I cannot be held responsible for anything that I'm saying. So before I talk about Visions and show you some of our products, I want to spend just a few minutes talking about recognition and how important it's really become to companies, especially the past few years. So why is it trending up like a lot compared to what it was a few years ago? And it's been called the big wake up. Companies are understanding how important recognition is for the overall success, how it impacts just about every aspect of their business, including retention, productivity, and ultimately the bottom line. And there's also more demand to reverse the trend as to how employees currently feel at work. You can see here, and I'm not going to go through them, but just to show you, suffice it to say that many employees are not happy campers at work right now. So Landon has a lot of stats. There's some more here. And again, I'm not going to go through them. He can send them to you. But I think the most important stat is the first one, whereby if an employee is not recognized by their first year on the job, 65% of them are looking for a new one. And it's that lack of recognition, which is really the number one reason why an employee will quit. Pay, by the way, number 8. So again, Landon has this that he can send you. And we have a lot of stats, and if you're interested, he can send them on over to you. So with Visions, we are the manufacturer. We produce the majority of our awards, many of which are handmade in our facility in Ohio. Design has really been in our DNA for the past 30 years. And we're known for having, as Landon alluded to, some of the most creative designs, which are considered by many to be works of art, hence our tagline, which is the art of recognition. As you can see here, we're also known for the way in which we combine materials, which further showcases our creativity. So if you guys are looking for something unique and different, and you want options that appeals to today's workforce, we've got a huge variety to choose from. And as Landon said, many of our designs go beyond recognition and can be used for brand awareness and any other marketing needs. So as a result of all this, we've received numerous awards in our industry for our design and creativity, sort of our Oscar or Emmy, if you will. So I want to spend a little bit of time going over what's trending right now. And one of the biggest trends is mixed materials. And as Landon said, crystal and glass are still popular, and we have a large variety from which to choose, but their popularity is waning a bit. And just like in retail, where you see, for example, in furniture stores or clothing stores, you'll see a mixture of materials and fabrics. And we watch the trends, and luckily, the blending of materials and some pretty unique materials is where we shine. And so here you can see a mixture of concrete and resin. Here we've got slate and marble and aluminum and brushed aluminum and art glass, and really, really cool materials that you just don't see that often when it comes to awards. And this is a really great story that we did for Citi. Their tagline is "Better Together." And they liked the use of the concrete with translucent resin. And what they wanted to do was to recognize their client, which are retailers, for the years in which they've been working together. So they used their tagline along with the dates, either there was a contract extension or to highlight the years in which they are working together to thank them. So again, it had nothing to do with employee recognition. This was all about vendor and client appreciation. The other big trend are perpetual awards. So what's a perpetual award? A perpetual award gives you the ability to continue to recognize somebody using the same award without having to build a new one. So perfect for years of service, sales achievement, training, core values. And here you can see some really cool perpetual awards. And what's unique about them is, like, for example, this one where you attach the bars, the perpetual bars, every time an employee hits a milestone. These attach magnetically, which are really cool. And I can stop sharing my screen. Landon, would you like me to show some in person?
Yeah, I'd love that.
Okay, so here is this award, and you can see that the bar attaches magnetically, which is really pretty cool.
So is the metal like built into the edge there? Is that how that works? Or
It's a secret. I could tell you, but then you know what would happen.
fair
Yes,
enough.
fair enough. So, and then let me go back to sharing my screen here. And then these bars slide in, and these bars, what happens here is every time an employee hits a milestone, we add a puck. So as the employee continues to hit milestones, the award gets taller. So, you know, these benefit in terms of value added. So you don't have to build a new award, you just add to the existing one. It saves on space. You know, today's workforce, a lot of them are hybrid or they're working remotely. Office spaces might be smaller than they used to be, and there just isn't the space to continue to line up awards. It's also eco-responsible in the sense that we're not building something new, we're using the existing piece. And then it's also motivating. You know, people can see what is left to achieve on their award.
So the one on the right, that looks like you just take that off and then stack a puck in there and then put it back. Is that how that works? That it says individual pieces?
Correct. So the resin cylinder in the center lifts out, lifts up, and you just drop in a puck.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, I was just going to say on that, I really do love see, to me, that is very typical of what we like about Visions, is this unique approach to these kind of things. And I think, like you said, Wendy, you invest in the award once, and then you've got these things that you can just follow up with. Takes up less space, obviously, on shelves and desks, but still allows people to showcase achievement.
Absolutely. And then the other big trend is sustainability. I'm sure you guys have seen this trend increase as well. So, you know, sustainability is no longer just for packaged goods, but more and more companies have eco initiatives, and they want their recognition and their marketing needs to align with those corporate values. And in fact, studies show that companies that have a sustainability program have far better morale and better employee loyalty than those that don't. And on the screen here, you'll see our cork collection, that's C-O-R-K. We call it the cork collection because cork is the common denominator throughout the collection. We also use steel, we use mahogany, and we use coffee. Anyone can guess where the coffee is? You've got 5 seconds to guess. No pressure. Thanks for playing. It's actually, we stain the wood with coffee. We actually make the coffee, and what's not consumed, we let it sit for a couple of days until it gets to the color that we like, and then we stain the wood with it. And the cool thing about this collection is that into the cork, you can insert a pin, whether it's years of service, employee of the quarter. So you insert it into the cork part of the award, and it makes it even more sustainable because then it becomes perpetual.
Do you guys do those pins as well, Wendy?
Yes, we can get you those pins.
Okay.
Here are 2 new sustainable awards, and I'm going to stop sharing. But before I do, I just want to explain it. So it's wood and aluminum on both of them, and you'll see these badges, so to speak, and these adhere magnetically to the award. And I'll just show it here, where you take this off, put it back on.
So Wendy, I just saw Mike asked a question, you know, generally about affordability. So I know that's a tough question to answer across the board, but can you speak maybe to minimum quantities for some of these perpetuals you've shown here, and maybe some ballpark price ranges?
Right. So that's a great question. So minimum on all of our awards is 1 piece. And the great thing about our line is the pricing is all in. And that means it includes the setup, the personalizations, copy changes, whatever you want to put on the award. So here, you know, we've got prices that range, you know, from $50 on up to $800. So there's really something for everybody in the line.
Yeah. So the bottom line is one piece, and the price ranges should allow for kind of all shapes and sizes, so to speak, of organization to take advantage.
Yep.
Thanks for the question, Mike. That's a great question.
And then here's our wool 360. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen just to show you this. It is really cool. So it's wool that wraps around. So you can print 360 all the way around on the wool. And they have these really nice riveted details on the back. So wool is a pretty cool material to use on an award, and it is sustainable. And again, the price includes whatever you want to put. You can print War and Peace on this thing, and it would be included in the price.
And what is it attached? What's the material? It looks like a piece of wood. Is that what it's attached to?
Yes, it's wood is the cylinder part, and then we wrap the wool around it.
Yeah, got it.
And then the other big trend is USA made product. And the great thing about Visions is that you absolutely do not have to sacrifice design when it comes to our products made in the USA. This has got to be probably one of our best-selling products right now. It's our cube. And what it is, it's a steel cube, and you have a variety of magnetic attachments that adhere to it. So I'm going to stop and just show you. So you've got the cube. You've got a front faceplate for a logo. You've got a back faceplate for a personalization or whatever message you want to put on there. And then you can add these great attachments like great job. Maybe you want to add hooray, all these really fun things. You can even do years of service, a number for years of service. And you can even, let's see here. Do custom magnetic attachments. So again, you've got the cube, and you can attach little years of service, which is what this company did. They actually took the molecule part of their logo and turned them into little years of service, which is really, really cool. And then my favorite case history on this is what we did for the W Hotel in Austin. They were so excited that Facebook opened up an office around the corner of the hotel. They wanted to make sure the Facebook executives knew, hey, if you need a hotel, think of the W. So as a welcome to the neighborhood gift, they took the cube, they put an image of the hotel on the front. On the back, they put a map showing where the hotel is in relation to the Facebook office. And then they did the custom magnetic attachments. They did the W logo and then iconic Facebook emojis. So this had nothing to do with employee recognition. It was all about brand awareness. So think about your brand. Think about how you could apply any imagery or attachments that would make sense.
So really quick, Wendy, obviously we love this. We talked about this yesterday. We love this whole thing. Can you talk through just, because if I were looking at this as a client, and maybe people are wondering this, like there's the you know, you have the cube where you can print front and back, and then you have like what seem to be like maybe stock attachments that say like hooray and things like that. But can you talk through how you handle setup charges? And I mean, you know, customer facing charges for these, if they wanted to do, you know, 2 or 3 different custom shapes to attach, like how would that kind of get approached, and what might minimums be?
Right. So minimum quantity, again, for the stock attachments in the cube is 1. And even for custom magnetic attachments, the minimum quantity is 1 piece. The way in which it works is that the price of the cube, just the cube itself, includes whatever you put on the front or the back face plate. And then the magnetic attachments,
They have a setup charge to do the shape, and then just whatever the cost is. So basically anything, the upshot of it is the base award is a single quantity. And you said that includes print on the front and back?
Correct.
So minimum
And
of one, print on the front and back. Go ahead.
And if there's a personalization, so let's say you have 1,000 employees and each employee gets their own name on the award, that's included in the price. Whatever you put on the front and back is included, one piece minimum. The custom attachments are the same price as the stock attachments. The only difference is for the custom attachment is a one-time about $80 setup. And for that, you get up to 4 different shapes. So they did 5 shapes, but you get up to 4 shapes. The example before where they just did the molecules, they could have done 4 different shapes. They just chose to do 1 shape. So it was still the $80 charge.
And in this case, the fact that the shape is the same, but they're doing different imprints doesn't impact the cost. Or, they're okay. Got it.
Correct.
Yep.
So it's a very, very versatile piece. And then this is another really fun piece that has so many applications. It's a hoodie on the upright, and then there's a place on the hoodie for a company logo, employee's name, just like it was a polo shirt. And then once an employee hits a milestone, they get a magnetic badge that adheres magnetically to the piece. So I'm going to stop sharing so I can show you the piece. It comes in 2 sizes. This is the junior, and you can see how the badges adhere magnetically, and they're pretty strong. So let's say you love it, but you don't want a hoodie. No problem. We can make it a sports jersey. We can make it a safety vest. We can make it a hospital scrub. We've even done a guitar. And what we did for the guitar, you'll notice that the stock shapes of the magnetic badges are round, but here we changed the shape to guitar picks. Again, you can change the shape. Here we did, this is for Mac tools, but we weren't allowed to use their logo, so we changed it to SMAC. And here you can see we did a wrench and then 2 round ones. And again, I have it here that you can see, and pretty strong.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.
Really, again, just like the cube, so versatile.
I was going to just jump in and say we're working on something with a customer right now where we use that SMAC tools kind of thing as an inspiration, and we're doing a large tanker truck, and they're going to apply magnetic attachments for, I think it's safety, so periods of time with good safety record, years of service, just a lot of different kind of things, and they just loved it because of the fact that they can do one of these things and then provide a lot of different recognition. And it almost becomes like, the football helmet with the stickers on it, it's business. So yeah, it's great.
That would actually be a really good idea. And then we have our Elements 360, where you can design completely around the piece, including all visible surfaces. And we did this for Wingstop. If you're not familiar with Wingstop, it's a fast food restaurant that does wings. And so you can see how they really utilize the space. And thankfully, they understand the importance of recognizing their employees' 1 year of service. But even marketing wise, we did this for a medical company whereby they put the name of the medical, or the name of the procedure, I'll call it, on the top. And then they wanted this for the doctor's waiting room. So we had images of before and after pictures, and then text as to information about the drug.
I can see those things like centerpiece. I was going to say I could see those as centerpieces at an event too, like where you could put QR codes, you could put a lot of different things on those for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we also, in the US, this is all USA product, as I've been talking about. We did this for Wingstop as well. 2 different layers of acrylic. The front layer was the tray of wings, and the back layer was the logo. And then we can also do something completely custom. And we did this for a tech company. It's actually a gaming company called Riot Games. And whenever one of their employees produced something that got patent approval, they got this caricature, which is one of the caricatures in their games. And we actually hand carved this from a photo. And the client was very particular, to say the least. And so we had to meet their exact specifications, which we did.
And Ross knew what that was, so we can't pass forward without having Ross say who that was.
There we go. I was waiting. I was stalling. Nothing.
Come on, Ross.
That right there is Mr. Heimerdinger from League of Legends by Riot Games.
Heck yeah.
Thank you for that.
And
And we also have really cool promo. We have quite a few retail brands, and just like our awards have to be different, our promo items have to be different. And so here you can see a new retail brand called Look Edgy. It's a line of sustainable serveware. It's acacia wood with eco-friendly resin. And we have a variety of designs to choose from. The one with the hole in it, you can see is used to hold a cup, to put nuts or whatever you want to put in that complements whatever you have on the board. What's nice
I
about
love
it,
how like this has the retail look and feel of what you were talking about. You see in shops nowadays, and how your awards are also staying on trend with the mixing of materials and things like that. So even carrying this brand is very on brand for you guys.
absolutely. And we just found out Look Edgy is about to go through a rebranding, which is just perfect timing as we just launched it. Their new brand name is going to be Mesa Well. So if you start seeing Mesa Well rather than Look Edgy, guys, you'll know why. And we also have Ilakai, which is a line of very high-end outdoor games. We have cornhole boards, which are ACA certified, American Cornhole Association certified. We've got everything from social pong to storekeepers to great bags to carry all the gear in. And then we have Squid Cup, another retail brand. And this is a really cool item. It holds pretty much any one of your tumblers, and it has suction cups on the bottom. So it was originally designed for the boating industry. So when the boat's rocking, drinks aren't flying all over the place. So you just insert your tumbler into the holder and it's there. And even for desks, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've knocked over drinks on my laptop over the keyboard, and this really prevents that. And then finally, the one thing I want to talk about is our Project Link. This gives you the ability to attach a virtual or video message to any of our awards. So basically what we do is we print a QR code on just about any of our awards. When the employee or whoever has the piece scans the QR code, it could be a video message directly to them. So for example, if an employee is remote and he is employee of the quarter, he gets his award in the mail, he opens it up, scans the QR code, and it's the president of the company on video congratulating him or her on their achievement. If there is an in-person event and someone's going up to get their picture taken with the award, they get home, they get their actual award in the mail, they scan the QR code, and it's a video of them going up and accepting their award, which they can then share on their social. Great PR for the company, show it to mom and dad and all their friends that, hey, they really like me. We also did it for donor recognition. It was used for a children's hospital. When the donor donated to the hospital, they got their award. When they scanned the QR code, it was a video of the children in the hospital thanking them for their donation. So tons of applications as well. And this is a great case history that was just used with Project Link. So there was an out-of-state sales meeting. All the reps from all over the country went to this destination. And when they got there, they got just the cube. And when they got home and they started going through the year, I think the event was in January, and they started going through the year, and if they hit their Q1 goal, they got the Q1 attachment. On the back was a QR code. And it was a video message of their sales manager congratulating them on hitting their goals. And the same thing for Q2 and Q3, etc. And that's it, everybody. Thank you so much. If there's any questions, Landon, if you want to let me know.
Yeah. So really quick, I know it. You kind of at the end yesterday, you showed us that kind of tool online where people can kind of mess around with even building. So since we got a little, we got about 5 minutes left. We got a little bit of time to look at that, and then obviously anybody who has any questions, feel free to unmute and ask.
Yeah, let me go. Here's. Thankfully, I was on the website. let me go to our award lab. So this gives you the ability to build your own award. So you start designing and you have a number of, I'm sorry?
Wendy, say, go ahead and reshare your screen one more time.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
So let me go back so you can see where it came from. Let's see here. So I'm on the home page of the website. I went to custom awards. I went to award lab. This popped up. So you can choose, you want to do a cube with some attachments. You can do our elements collection. So let's just do this guy. So you can see this comes in a wood finish, but I don't want wood. I've got other materials I can choose from. I want to make it aluminum. And then you can go 7 inches, 9 inches, or 11 inches tall. I'm going to do 11 inches, like go big or go home, right? And then I have these accents that I can choose. So here you can see a star accent that actually kind of wraps around the award. But I'm going to do a number because I'm going to make this a years of service award. And then rather than number 1, even though that's the most important year, I'm going to make it a 5. And then I'm going to make, rather than white, I'm going to make it orange, let's say. And then the next step, I can put graphics on it. And I'm going to choose, let's choose this one since there's orange on it already. You can kind of just see how that looks. And then the next step is I could add some text. So I'm just going to say, Wendy, whoops. Helps if you can type. Years of, whoops, service. I'm going to reduce the font a little bit. And then I can upload an image. Let's see. Let's see. I'll do this one. Slide it down. Hit finish. You always have to hit finish. Whoops. Okay. Whoops. Oh, I did. Well, I slid it down when I didn't mean to. But anyway, so, and you can rotate it 360 and see it.
That is pretty good for a on the spot creation.
Yeah. And you know what? I slid it down too much, but you can change it.
Get the gist of it. Yeah, that's really cool.
And there's only like 4,000 million combinations. So if you've got some time on your hand, you can really go nuts with it.
And so, you know, the thing I would say is obviously there's probably a lot of people on the call like me. That's like, yeah, I'd never do that. And this is like, hey, if you want to go do it, have fun, but always remember, you come to us, we've got, you know, in-house design. And then we would, for things like this, if you gave us art elements and direction, we can also push that over to Visions and they'll help us to put together concept designs, which is exactly what they did. I mean, on the custom tanker thing that I'm working on, they literally sent us a photo, just a high resolution picture of their actual tanker. And they converted that into an image that we're going to use in a custom award. So bottom line is, it's really your preference. We're showing this to you as a tool, and it's fun to use, but you can always come to us and we'll help you with it too. Okay. Is there any questions anybody wants to ask? We're really about right on time, so this is great. Anybody want to unmute or pop anything into the chat? And Brett, do you have anything you want to add?
No, I think Wendy did a great job today. I love the fact that they're really all handmade and produced, or at least I think a large portion of it's handmade and produced right here in America, right there in Ohio, which I think is super cool. I think you guys are on trend with what's going on in the market, which is why we got really excited whenever we came across you all. And I think you did a great job today, Wendy. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Can you stop sharing for a second, Wendy?
Yeah.
All right. So thank you again for your time, Wendy, Justin, and all of our customers, of course, the time that you all take. You know where to find us if you have questions. And as we indicated, you know, early on, we'll be, you know, pulling this video down, sending out by email, posting it to the website. and we'll be sending it out to any and all customers. But anybody on here that has anybody in their organization that they would want to see this presentation, also keep that in mind because it'll be up soon for them to watch. Also, everyone knows that we're big on helping with design, as I mentioned, but also sampling. So we can work with Wendy and Justin on, samples that might be needed. And I know that, they're obviously here to be a partner with us to help get projects completed for you. So next month, we don't have a live partner series. We're actually doing our, believe it or not, it's barreling towards us. This year's flying by. It's our fall partner series live event. So there'll be information coming out on that soon. So stay tuned. That's going to be on August 31st. If you want to kind of save the date for that. And
real quick, there is one award, Wendy. I'd love it if you could just like touch base on it really quickly. It's the numerals, because it's one that didn't make it into your presentation that I think is super, super cool and makes it a little bit, I guess, easier on the brain as far as like design and decoration, because you've got some really gorgeous acrylic numerals that are
Right.
big and stuff. If you
So
don't mind, just share your screen, just touch base on that real quick.
Yep. Can you see it?
Yep,
Okay.
we're good. Yep.
So, so we've got numerals, which isn't a new concept to the industry, but what makes ours kind of unique is a couple things. One is that they're 1 inch thick. You don't really see 1 inch thick numerals that often, and they're really beefy. They sit on the desk really well. The other thing is we are such experts at cutting acrylic that these things can lay flat in the digital machine that allows us to do a gradient print. So normally you just see a solid flush of color, but here we can do gradients, which is really cool to be able to do that, different varying shades of blues or green, whatever you want to put on there. They're very smooth. There's no crazing, priced really well.
Yeah, I love these. I feel like these are full blown like statement pieces. Like if placed on a desk behind you, if you're on a Zoom call or whatever, I think they're fantastic. And about how tall are those? Does it say?
Yeah, these are about 4 by 6.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. And you got all the stock numbers there for years of service. But again, I think this is a really cool, more simplistic way to kind of get a cool years of service. If you don't want to go through the thought process of thinking through all the other fun stuff. So fantastic. That's good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure.
all right. Well, with that, I just want to thank everybody again for their time, and we'll wrap it up. Everybody can get back to their day. So we'll look forward to talking to you again soon next month.
Bye, guys.
Thank
Thank you.